How's it going? You just having a little settle down there? Yeah, you're quite right. Come on then, there's plenty of seats.
Well, tempt them in with spoilers, that worked yesterday.
What was that?
Tempt them in with some spoilers.
I did. I said I was going to give you the spoilers of the new Hobbit movie, and then I didn't. I just lied. There'll be a lot of lies in the next half hour. I hope you're ready for that.
If someone has a question about the tattoo that everyone got in the fellowship, that was an interesting story as well, with eagles and all sorts of stuff. It's magical things, yes.
That's because someone was trying to walk out, and I tried to lure them back with a story that never happened.
What? They sat back down?
They did sit back down.
Right there. There you go.
Oh, we're starting with a question. Here we go.
Did you, theoretically take anything from the set of The Lord of the Rings? Or if you had the chance, what one thing would you want most out of the set, props, or costumes from films?
I theoretically and literally took quite a few things. I like the way people say literally the wrong way. People say, I literally died. You didn't, because then you did. Right? But anyway, theoretically and literally, I took hobbit feet, I took hobbit ears, which you're not allowed to take. They used to shred them. I just took them. And I gave them to friends. And I was given my sword from Gondor, which is good. And sometimes, after a glass of wine, I'll swing it around my head like a madman. I don't even know what it is, to be honest. And I got the last clapperboard of my final scene. They gave me that, which was lovely. And if I could take anything, I would have probably taken, although there was nowhere I could put them, one of the great miniatures they made. Like, they made miniatures of Helm's Deep and Minas Tirith that were huge. It would have been bigger than, from there to there of Minas Tirith, and huge, like 12 feet high. And they could bring in a little camera that could, fly into the walls and fly over, and that was brilliant, And they don't use miniatures as much now because other technology is taking over. But I think miniatures, even now, I think miniatures look amazing. When you see a film where you see the outside of Minas Tirith, and there's a shot that you could never get because it flies down, and a helicopter couldn't even do it, and it goes down the street. And those guys were just geniuses, I thought. So I'd have taken one of the miniatures. Where I would have put it, I do not know. But I would have taken one of those. That was a fantastic answer.
It was, yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Well done. Not bad.
What a wonderful beard you have, sir. Well done.
There was one in training just right there. Yeah.
Yes, that's another nice beard. Not quite as out of control as his. You look as if you take a bit more care in your appearance.
All right.
Any other good beards?
I thought you were going to say
There must be somebody who's an extra here in Game of Thrones. I mean, this is where it happens, isn't it? There must be some good beards here somewhere. I was speaking to someone yesterday who shaved his beard off right before he got a part in Game of Thrones. And then they said, well, you can't come, you don't have a beard anymore. That's a shame. You'll get one coming, that's a nice one. Yours isn't a Game of Thrones, it's more of a sort of a hypnotist's beard.
It works.
Hello.
I was just wondering, which of the three films was your favourite?
For me, probably Return of the King. I just liked the whole pace of Return of the King. I liked how it went from epic to really tiny, and I just, and also I got to act with Ian McKellen, which was lovely. So yeah, I would say Return of the King would be my favourite of the three.
Any more questions on this?
Or an Irish tree, as you said, the tree films, which made me think of Treebeard, which made me think, well, it's just a middle film. But that's what my brain was doing when you asked that.
Hi, what did you think of the trailer for the Hobbit? Did they ask your permission to put your song into the trailer?
Yeah. Yeah, for anyone who hasn't seen the new Hobbit trailer, which I would think in a room like this is nobody, because I think there'd be a lot of fans of cinema here. But yeah, they used Edge of Night, the song that I wrote for Return of the King, which I thought was lovely. I just thought that was it was a real sort of honour, and they did have to come back because I wrote it. It's mine, so they have to ask me.
Was that good? So it was. It was good.
Oh, thank you very much. And I think it helps link all the films together because Pete has said that he sees it as being 6 movies, you know, all part of the same. I was going to say 6 movies, all part of the same trilogy, but I don't know what that. All part of the same squared trilogy. Mathematical joke. Is it? No, because that would be 2. It'd be a duet. 6 with 9, and then that's German for no, which again is negative. So it takes us back to a negative, which, you know. Anyway, song. Just notes. There's only 8 notes. Yeah, done. That is an incredible beard. I like the way it joins your moustache as well. It's like all in one thing. I love it. It's a cracker. If I was you, I would keep a cracker in it in case I ever get hungry. Underneath.
Oh man, I don't know how you follow that one. Gentleman in the white shirt there.
Do you think the books did the film justice, and did they have enough time with the films to fit all the book in?
With Lord of the Rings, I would say the books are incredible. I love the books, and I've read them quite a few times now. I think whoever makes a movie of books is always their version of those books. So what we have is not Lord of the Rings, we have Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings. Personally, I think he couldn't have done it any better. I think he did an incredible job. He knew that at that time was the first time that Lord of the Rings could be made, that technology had caught up, that it could be done. So I think he did, you know, an amazing job. Someone else might have done a different job. I think it's as good as it could have been, you know. I think he did an incredible job. Yeah.
I think this woman's your biggest fan here.
Yeah, I like it. Lots of questions.
So you said yesterday that you wouldn't sing, of course, the song you wrote. Do you at least know the words still?
I know every second word, so it's not enough to actually sing the song. But it's enough to get a gist of the meaning.
And if you have to pick, like, if the Lord of the Rings films they made again and they came back and you pick the actor that you want to play, which actor would you pick?
Well, an actor of today, who now,
Well, anytime.
any actor of any time, James Cagney would have been a brilliant. You don't even know who James Cagney is. He'd have been a great Pippin, wouldn't he? He'd been a bit aggressive, but there's a helicopter. That's unusual. So it doesn't get caught in your beard. Helicopter beard disaster in front of the Belfast Times.
Any more questions out there, folks? Right, one along there.
Wow, I don't even know what happened there. That was amazing. It was like a glitch in the Matrix or something. What happened there?
I just kind of slipped.
Did you?
Yeah.
It was like your whole head did a thing. Brilliant.
Anyway, hi.
That was great. He's got a nice lolly. It's crazy. This is like, he's got a nice lolly. He's got a bow and arrow. We don't even know what's going on here, guys. We're through the looking glass.
Right, what was what?
Obviously on the set of quite a lot of films there's like banter and like the characters having fun with each other. On the set of Lord of the Rings, of any of the films, was there a lot of pranks being played on each other at all?
Pranks? There was a few pranks. I did a lot of sleeping in between. I would get really tired. We were working really hard and it took like 3 hours to become a hobbit in the morning. So when I wasn't working, I liked to fall asleep a lot. Dom and Vigo used to destroy each other's trailers. They used to, like, if somebody was on set, the other one would like glue the other one's door shut and, you know, and paint it, paint the outside of the trailer. They'd do stuff like that. one time me and Dom borrowed Sean Bean's car to drive down the South Island. We didn't have our car with us, so we borrowed Sean's, and when we gave him it back, we put a fish in his boot. So over weeks he was saying, God, my car really stinks, I don't know what's wrong with it. We never told him. There was a trout in the back of his boot. That was good. Like that.
That's a question along here. There we go, yeah.
Hello. I just wondered, are you going to have a cameo in the Aeronautica or any of your other fellow classmates?
I don't know if I'm allowed to say who's in it and who isn't, other than I can say that I'm not. Although the final title song I've written and I'm going to sing that. So at the end there's a song that I've done that's going to close the movie, which is quite nice. That was so I just came back from New Zealand actually, where I was down there writing with Fran Walsh and Philippa Boyens, the two writers, and we wrote a song together and recorded it, and so that will be in the film, I think.
Yeah, there's a question from a young person over there. Pass the mic over. Keep your hand up so we can find you. Yep.
I've also written a ballad about your beard, which I will play to you later. Yes. I play it on mandolin and saxophone. Yes.
Was it fun playing filming with Orlando Bloom and Ian McKellen?
Yeah, it's hard to film with Orlando Bloom because he's so beautiful. The camera is drawn to him like a magnet, and you find you're not on film anymore. Yeah, he's great fun. Orlando's really, really fun. He's a crazy adventure guy. So wherever we were, when we weren't filming, he was always like, let's get motorbikes, or let's get parachutes and jump out of a plane. And I was like, no, let's just get a coffee. Let's watch a movie or something. He's good fun. Ian McKellen, of course, is one of the greatest stage actors of our generation. So when me and Ian were doing stuff together, we would do it like doing a play. We would rehearse a lot. So all the Gandalf and Pippin stuff, we would rehearse like a play. So like the stuff in Minas Tirith when he's on the balcony and it was a scene about him looking out at, you know, where the war is going to be, and me coming up and saying that, you know, I don't want to be in a war because hobbits don't want to be in a war. So we had the idea that he would be coughing because of his pipe, and then I would get water, and we would add all this stuff, you know, that I would trip and the water would go everywhere, and Pete Jackson would say, no, that's too much. We're not having all that. This is a scene about looking out at war, you know. So it was great fun to work with Ian. Wonderful actor.
We got a question from that. I did see the gentleman first, then we'll come to yourself, then we'll come over to this side.
First of all, what was it like working with Pete Jackson and Ian McKellen, geniuses that they are, and like how have you found life after Lord of the Rings? Is it difficult to be kind of pigeonholed in that role as Pippin, and is it difficult watching the newer Hobbit films? Is it tough on that? That was obviously such a big part of your life.
Yeah, so Ian McKellen, you know, I've said he's an amazing actor. It was great to work with him. Pete Jackson, I think, is one of the kind of filmmaking geniuses, one of the few, you know, of our generation. So to work with him is incredible. He's inventing new ways to make movies all the time. So to be in that sort of cutting edge was incredible. No, I feel like, you know, looking at the Hobbit movies now, I really enjoy them, and it's nice to be able to watch it without thinking, oh, I remember what that was like, I was there, you know, to actually just watch it as a movie is, you know, it's actually a thrill. Yeah. I'm actually quite glad I did Lord of the Rings and not doing these ones now. You can watch them and take my son to see them.
Next question is a young lady there, and then we'll come to the both of you down here, okay?
Do you still keep in contact with any of the guys in Fellowship?
Yeah, of the 9, the Fellowship guys. Yeah, I still see, you know, Dom I see all the time, and we still work together and we're writing stuff together and all that. And we went back to New Zealand and did an episode of his TV show, Wild Things. Has anyone seen Wild Things? It's great, eh? So he goes around the world looking at snakes and spiders and and cave beetles and things. He was attacked by an elephant. Not a lot of people get attacked by elephants and live to tell the tale, but he did. And he got attacked by a lizard as well, gave him 50 stitches in his arm, and ruined his tattoo. And his tattoo was a quote from Yoda. He's a geek. And so, yeah, I see Dom all the time. I see Orlando. I see him a lot. I see Vigo. Yeah, I see a lot of the guys. Sean. Yeah, we're still, we're very close, you know. We got tattoos. You don't get the same tattoo as someone unless you're quite close to them. Or you're very drunk. Only two reasons.
Yeah, we'll come to you, and then we'll come down in front of you, Sam, okay?
You know that scene where you and plays Mary were like smoking something with it at the end? What were you meant to be smoking?
What were we meant to be smoking, or what were we smoking? Both. Well, Tolkien wrote that the hobbits like to smoke pipeweed. He never said what the pipeweed was, but he said there was lots of versions of it. South Farthing being some of the best pipeweed that you can get. So you can say what you think pipeweed is. I know what I think it is. And what we actually smoked was a sort of herbal thing. It smelled quite nice, but it didn't in any way change your perception of life. Your beard has got better since we got here. It's got grey
down there.
Yeah, I've got a lot of grey these days.
No.
Yeah, I'm like Father Christmas. Without the sack of toys, which is just an old guy with grey beard there. Rubbish.
Well, outside of Lord of the Rings, what's been your favourite project, favourite thing to do?
I really love working with my band. I have a band called Bee Cake, which you should all go and buy the albums, or at least steal them from the internet. Just listen to it, it doesn't matter. Or get a t-shirt, get a Bee Cake t-shirt, that would be cool. It'd go good with your beard. And so I love working with the band, and we're just about to do a new album, so that's good, because I like hanging out with the guys and playing music. There was a few things. I love telling the story of Graham Mowbray in The Flying Scotsman. That was a film about this famous cyclist from Scotland who broke all the records, but he was quite a controversial figure. He was manic depressive, and the cycling world didn't really want him to be a poster boy for the sport, but he was the best cyclist of that time, and he broke all the records, and an amazing story. So I love telling that story. You should see that film. The Flying Scotsman.
Johnny Lee Miller's in that.
Johnny Lee Miller, yeah. It's I think that's a lovely film.
What is your favourite scene from Lord of the Rings?
That's a question I can never answer, because it was such a huge thing. You know, there was no sort of favourite. You know, there was so many favourite scenes. I remember once I was at a party while we were still making Lord of the Rings. I was at a party in London, and I met the guy who played Pippin in the radio version, the famous BBC radio. And we were talking about what we thought was the most difficult scene. And for me, the most difficult scene at that point that I'd filmed was when I swear allegiance to the Steward of Gondor. And it was difficult for me because I had to do it in the green screen, and there was no one there. So when Ian goes to stop me, I just had to pretend I was, you know, and then I had to kneel and give my allegiance to John, who wasn't there. But he said it was the hardest scene for him in the radio as well. So I don't know why it was difficult, but it was. So I don't know, I had so many favourite scenes.
Next question will come to yourself, then we'll come to you, buddy, and then we'll work our way back down in front as well, trying to keep it balanced.
You are the question master.
I think she's a fan.
She is Sherlock.
Yeah.
Her t-shirt says it. I don't even know what that means. I know it's something to do with Sherlock.
I would think so.
In Council Elrond, you and Mary run out, and he goes, and you say, anyway, you need people with intelligence in this sort of mission, quest, thing, and then Mary of course says, that rules you out, don't it? Could you say that line, please? Like your line, not yours.
I think you've done it so well that I don't even need to. I think you did it better than I could. It was lovely, thank you very much. I don't think that line was in the script, I think I saw it in the book and I said it'd be nice to put that line in because I thought it was funny. And so, yeah, we were always taking lines and try to take things from the book and put them back into the script, you know. Keep it as close to Tolkien as we could.
On you go, sir.
I was wondering, in real life, do you ever stop and have second breakfast?
I do sometimes have second breakfast, to be honest, because I get up really early. I'm very much a morning person, so sometimes I'll have breakfast in the house before anyone's up, and then when they get up, I'll eat again. So I suppose that is second breakfast. And I do like to eat. I like the Levenses and supper and all those other things.
Yes, I like more than that. Can you not tell?
No, you look fantastic. But the second breakfast scene, Viggo really, really liked hitting me in the head with apples. He did that a lot. You've actually got a question on your jumper. Your sweater has a question mark, which means this is going to be the greatest question.
I'm not so sure about that.
Oh, don't doubt it.
At the end, when you were finished recording the last film for Lord of the Rings, did everyone get really emotional, or were you just really happy it was over?
Yeah, that is good actually, because kind of like what some people said about Return of the King, there was quite a lot of endings to the actual finish, because we finished principal photography, which was a year and a half, at Christmas. So everybody was ready to go home for Christmas. So we had a huge party, and like Flight of the Conchords played before they were famous, and a lot of bands. We had this great big party in a place like this with thousands of people, everyone who was involved in it. But then, you know, about 2 months later, we were back again, filming some more for Fellowship. And then after, get back in your seat, how dare you? What? She doesn't even know. No one even, look.
Tell the story about the eagles and the tattoo and...
I know. And she's got a sort of Gandalf hat on without the rim. It's like a Gandalf hat that you can still get a suntan. Where were we? Eagles. It was a mathematical thing. She ran up the stairs, and then somebody else ran up the stairs. What were we talking about? Harry? Oh yeah! So then it just kept, you know, so we never knew when we finished. I still don't think we're finished. I was just in New Zealand writing a song a couple of weeks ago, so I still don't feel like we're finished with the films, you know? So, I'm done. Beardy. That's how it starts. It gets better. Yeah, I'll write it. It's 8 pages of A4.
When you watch the film,
Hello.
when you watch the film on the big screen, how strange was it seeing yourself taller than you actually are?
It was good.
No, but when you saw yourself, how strange was it seeing, obviously, because you look considerably smaller than you on the screen. How strange was that watching it yourself?
We'd seen a lot of that anyway before we saw the film. The more striking thing was what they'd done with, you know, the big special effects scenes. You know, that was the kind of when they fleshed out the whole world that we didn't see. That was a sort of fun.
Yeah, we've got a question up there. Yep.
Hi, just want to see that scene at the end of the Return of the King, where like Sam gets married, and I was watching behind the scenes, and Eagle was there behind the scenes telling what to do, and like, is it like true that he actually kissed you?
Yeah.
But I saw like one of the takes that he actually turns around, he's got his arm around you, and he just plants his lips right on your.
Yeah, what happened was they were filming Sam's wedding scene, and I think they were having some problems getting it happy enough because it was just sort of in a sound stage, and they wanted it to be more of a celebration. And it was quite near the end of filming, and as I say, I slept quite a lot. So I was in my trailer asleep, and I heard this knock on the door, and it was Vigo, and he's like, Sean's filming in his marriage scene just now, and we need to get some people there to make it more of a party, because there's hardly anyone there. So we went behind the camera so that, you know, when they said you can now kiss the bride, then we were like, yay! You know, so it was more like a whoa, and there was a party. And then in one of the takes, where you kiss the bride, and Vigo just grabbed me and kissed me, open mouth, in my face. And I remember because I started sweating, and I saw stars, and My Little Pony, the white one, I saw that dive across a rainbow. And then there was a taste, there was like kissing on a horse that smoked. And then I fell in love, and then within less than a second I went from being in love to being very sick, like I had Ebola. And then I just went back to going to sleep again. And that's what happened. That's when I formed the band and I wrote a song about it.
On you go. Another bearded person.
Yeah, well.
Other than recording stuff for your band and filming a few episodes of Wild Things, do you have any other feature film projects coming up?
Feature films?
Feature films.
Yeah, I did a film, lately I did a film called Amsterdam, which is based on Jack and the Beanstalk. But the seed that he gets doesn't grow a beanstalk, it grows the greatest marijuana plant in the world. So that's got, there's some good beards coming in that weren't here before. You weren't here before. And that's a good beard. And then this one is a cracking beard. None of them touch your beard, don't you worry. You're like way and above. Unless Gandalf comes in here, you're a beard winner. So I did that film. There's a film called Space Milkshake that I made a while back with, somebody likes it. She likes it, she's like, woo! Where I play the captain of a spaceship. And I've got a beard. And captains should have a beard. And Amanda Tapping's in it, and Robin Dunn and Kristen Cruick. And we're all the crew of this spaceship. And it's absurd and weird and wonderful, and I love the film. But the companies didn't know how to promote it or anything. So the production has now put it online. So if you go to spacemilkshake.com, you can download it and watch it, and I would recommend doing that. George Takei's in it, he's a rubber duck in it. Who attacks Amanda Tapping, who's my girlfriend. Weird. Kristen Cruick's a robot. Not in real life. In real life, she's a person. A Canadian, I think they call her. She's from Toronto, who is the Lone Ranger's mate. Follow that, if you will. I mean, follow it as a mind thing.
I'm already there, mate.
Toronto. Somebody just got it.
Obviously,
remember when you fell?
Yes,
that was good, wasn't it?
I never forgot that.
That was my favourite thing. Your head went like one of those bobbly head things for like 10 minutes. All of us were like that.
That's what I tell the kids. But
we're all looking at each other like.
But anyway, yeah. In the Lord of the Rings series, obviously, Andy Serkis plays Schmeagol and Gollum.
I knew that.
Yeah, did you? And obviously, he's very sort of twisted, almost schizophrenic figure. Yeah. What was it like to watch Andy Serkis off, like, in his motion capture equipment? And if so, like, what, like, do you know what he based Schmeagol on at all?
He, first part of that question, I don't think I ever saw him.
Did you know?
I didn't have anything to do with Schmeagol. I never ever saw Schmeagol, did I? Wait a minute, I'm just going to play the 3 films in my head.
You could be here a while.
Wait a minute, 3 years. I must tell you. Nope, never saw him. And I think he based it on his cat. With a hairball.
Does he ever do the voice for you in particular?
Christ, I really hurt myself then. You ever done that?
Well, hug myself. Yeah,
You did
play
that?
it. No.
Ever done that?
No, I do the other one.
Do you?
No,
Don't, never do that?
No, I don't. No.
You try it with that beard. Covered in spit. But I do think Andy's incredible, and he sort of invented that way of working. And, you know, for that we'll always be thankful. Otherwise we wouldn't have had apes. Well, we would have had apes, because they were there before us. In fact, if anything, we came from apes, if you believe Darwin, which, on the whole, I do. So there would have been apes without Andy Serkis, but there wouldn't have been Planet the Apes. This is getting way surreal. I'm starting to enjoy it.
Right. It's time for one last question, and it's you were the first time I saw when I looked up,
Right.
so off you go.
Was Space Mountain written when someone was high or something?
Space Mountain?
Yeah.
That's a ride in Disneyland.
I mean Space Milkshake. That's the name, right?
Space Milkshake.
Written when someone was high because...
I have no idea, I can't make a comment on that. But I can tell you that the guy who wrote it, Armin, is a huge fan of sci-fi. So there's a lot of in-jokes and little kind of winks to great sci-fi movies. And he didn't want it to be a parody, he didn't want it to be a takeoff of those movies, he just wanted, it was almost an homage. It's a good word, isn't it?
It's good for Sunday morning. Yeah.
Not bad.
Yeah.
It's like an homage, where he loves those films and wanted to make one like it, you know. So, yeah, I would say watch it. Stay in tonight with a nice bottle of wine, not you. You can have some Coca-Cola. Not Coca-Cola, that's awful. Water, fizzy water. And wine gums. And watch Space Milkshake.
Have you had a good time, guys? It's been fun. Please go mental for Billy Boyd.
Thank you very much. Thank you.